Hey everyone, Colorwind here with another update video, this time for the beginning of February 2024. Excuse the poor lighting right now because my lights are not really cooperating with me for some reason, and it's midnight. So, yeah, as always, whenever I do these update videos, I don't do any real script. I might have some notes or something like that, but that's about it. So I feel fairly productive January. I managed to get content out at a certain pace, and both for this channel as well as like TikTok and my WordPress blog. But I did notice that the way that I was going about things was slower than I wanted it to be, and I ultimately figured out that I actually don't like sticking to a schedule. I think the way that I was doing things a few months back, and then something I did even before that, where I just don't have a schedule and I just do things whenever I feel like it, is kind of how I operate the best. That was when I was my most productive. So even though my experiments kind of yielded some positive results in January, going forward, I am not going to be sticking to a schedule anymore. So currently, I have Final Fantasy videos, Final Fantasy 7 remake videos going up every Tuesday and Friday. That's not going to happen anymore. Now they will go up whenever they're done. To the point that I actually think I'll probably increase it. I might try Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. But if I miss a day, oh well. It's just the nature of the beast sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel well. Yes, just last night, for example, I got a bad stomach bug. Something I ate made me sick. So, stuff happens. And I will try to, like, keep things at a normal keel. But if I miss a day for something, then that's just how it happens. Going forward, bringing back stuff that I kind of put aside in the new year. Colorwind News is going to return. I tried doing a weekly version of it, and I was actually going to upload my test, but I decided against it because I'm not going to continue on with that format. I was able to cover more news, but none of the news that I was covering was concise enough. And I was kind of stumbling because I didn't have a script, because I wouldn't have had time for a script. And I ultimately decided that it was best for me to just continue on with the current format, where I just focus on one news story, and it's a TikTok video or something like that. The only difference I'm going to do going forward is I am going to try to make them slightly longer, which is kind of how I had started making them in the beginning. I'm not going to try to adhere to the 1 minute format anymore. And as a result, you're probably not going to see every video go up on YouTube Shorts. It's going to be primarily a TikTok style of video, just because right now, currently, YouTube Shorts has a 1 minute cap on it. The only thing I might experiment with, if it's not too hard, and it might not be, is I might make just a shorter version for YouTube Shorts. But other than that, yeah, Colorwind News is coming back, and they'll just come out as I have certain news and things to talk about. I'm not going to be able to cover everything. I'd rather cover a few things and be concise and informative about it than cover a lot of things and not do any of them very well. So this also goes for Colorwind Gossip, which is also going to be returning. The big change for that, though, is that it's going to be more like Colorwind News, and that I'm going to script it and have more sources and everything. It's basically going to be just like Colorwind News, except that the things that we talk about might not always have a source, or might not always have like an actual like hard like facts about it, which is the whole point of Colorwind Gossip. That's for industry talk and hearsay, for talking about the reactions to certain new releases, and rumors are obviously are going to be in there. Stuff that's not actual facts, but I'm still going to kind of teach it as if I'm reporting a factual news story to you. So it's not going to be as off the cuff as it was before. So Colorwind News is going to return. Colorwind Gossip is going to return. As of the recording of this video, I'm going to start doing those videos starting next week. So February 5th, you'll probably see the very first new Colorwind News episode of the year. And online with and segueing into this, Colorwind releases. I tried to make this idea work, but it's too much research and prep in order to do it properly in the way that I wanted to, and bring like constant new releases to you every day or every week or even every month. So I'm giving up on it, and Colorwind releases, at least for now, is dead. If I somehow think of something that I can incorporate in somewhere down the line, then maybe I'll bring it back. But I'm not trying anymore. I'm not gonna do Colorwind releases, so that idea is dead, unfortunately. Colorwind Reacts is going to return. As a matter of fact, the first Colorwind Reacts of the year is going to be up later today, because I'm going to be doing a react video to the new PlayStation State of Play. That just happened to work out since they just announced that this week. So I'll be taking a look at that and reacting to it, and that video will also go up later today. And no changes to the format. I think the way that it works right now is fine. There are some things that I would like to do, but currently I don't have the computer strong enough to do what it is that I want to do, so I'll just keep it the way it is. Speaking of things that are coming back and staying the same, Arcade Contender and Online Contender are also going to be coming back. Since I don't have a schedule, they will return whenever they're ready. So, they'll just be whenever I have a new release ready, it'll go up. They'll stay the same. Arcade Contender will be focused on arcade play, single player of fighting games, and Online Contender are online matches of fighting games. You know how this works. And finally, the big thing that in this month I'm going to experiment with, and I don't know if it's going to be coming back this month. I would like it to, but it's the thing that I'm going to be working with this month is Colorwind Talks. Now, Colorwind Talks was unscripted before, and I just pretty much grabbed my phone and started talking about something that was going on in the industry. Part of me does still want to have that kind of format, but the other part of me doesn't. And if you may remember, I did a type of video before where I was talking about a subject. It was E3, and I scripted it out, and I had images and everything for it. I wasn't entirely happy with the format, but I really did like doing that. I think maybe Colorwind Talks could be that instead, where it's scripted out. So I am going to attempt to make an episode in that format instead and see how I like it. Either way, what's going to happen is if I do like it, then that'll be Colorwind Talks going forward. If I don't like it, then maybe it'll become its own separate show, and Colorwind Talks will go back to its original format of it being unscripted, me just ranting or talking in general about something off the cuff. But I'm going to be experimenting with that this month. That's going to be my big experiment for February. And actually going forward, I will say that in March, or possibly this month, if Colorwind Talks ends up, kind of resolving itself earlier, I'm finally going to be focusing on Colorwind reviews. I've been saying that I'm going to be doing video reviews of games for a long time, and I never do it. That's the big thing for the end of this month / March. So that'll be coming up soon. I have an idea in my mind of how I'm finally going to do it and actually get it done. So hopefully that goes well. And with that being said, that's everything that's going to be coming back. I still have other stuff that I need to work on and figure out. Like, I never figured out Colorwind history. The different Let's Play shows. I will say, though, that a lot of them are just going to be going away and just have it be Colorwind Beats, because Colorwind Beats just kind of covers everything and encapsulates everything that I like about my Let's Play playthrough videos. For example, with Final Fantasy, I have changed it over from Hero's Journey to Colorwind Beats, and that's because Hero's Journey is not going to be a thing anymore. Um, and it's because it's just too similar of an idea. So, if you didn't know, how Hero's Journey was my Let's Play show that was focused exclusively on RPGs, but that's not really necessary. Color and Beats is just like a generic playthrough show, and it's descriptive enough. I don't need to separate a whole genre of game to have its own Let's Play playthrough show. At least not in that way. I know I do that for fighting games, but it's because fighting games are very different, right? You go through the game in one sitting, and you can constantly go through the game over and over with different characters. So it's different. RPGs not so much. You go through the game and that's it. It's just longer. So that's gonna be that's how that's gonna be going. And something I will also say is that I've realized, and this is goes towards why I've decided not to have a schedule, is for all of my attempts to kind of placate to make things more successful, and more importantly, do what I feel YouTube is telling me to do, and essentially kind of like mold my stuff to the algorithm, none of it really works. And not just for me, but for also other creators. I've noticed a lot of even big name creators have like second channels and say, hey, I'm going to start doing this, I'm going to start doing that. And then they never follow through with it. And it's probably because their numbers show it doesn't really work. Or possibly it's because they've noticed that I can't really keep up doing these two separate things the way that I'm going. The only time that stuff really works is when they have like a team behind them, and the content that they're doing, like for separate channels, for example, is really different. Whereas, all my content is video game focused on here. So yeah. And the content that I make is always better whenever I just have it up on the channel. The whole kind of like spamming of content on one channel is an issue, but I just have to kind of remember to pace myself, and everything's not going to be ready to go up immediately, and just remember that I can just take a break whenever I need to, which is why I'm doing that, which is why I'm not going to have a schedule, which is why I am going to still kind of stick to the idea of you're not going to get an upload every day, whether it's a short or a long form content, a long video. And, it's hard enough just to do one channel without you having to placate to some mindless robot algorithm that constantly keeps changing its mind on what it wants. So it's ultimately, I'm just going to do what I like doing each project to the best of my ability, regardless of what the algorithm says I should be doing it, and just hope for the best. Ultimately, when my channel started getting a lot more views because of Colorwind News, that was more or less what I was doing. The only thing I really changed about that idea was just kind of trimming it down a little bit so it fit in with the TikTok minute time limit. But I don't even have to do that anymore. Now they don't, they allow for 3-minute videos and even like 10-minute videos. So we're just essentially back to where I was before when I was testing the idea out, and the videos were like a minute and a half. So yeah, just kind of learning, like, just do what I want, do it when I feel like doing it, and things come out well and on my terms, and people seem to like it more. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. That's what's going to be coming up. If there's any scheduled coming up, it'll be, like I said, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday uploads of the Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough, but otherwise, even that's kind of iffy. One thing I will try to do, though, just for the sake of promotion, is I will see if maybe I can, like, let people know ahead of time what kind of content they can expect for either the week or the following day. But other than that, that's all the updates. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love, gamers and players. Colorwind out.